Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Clash of the Reds podcast. I'm your host, resident gunner Danyaal. I'm with some very esteemed guests today as we discuss the latest round of Premier League fixtures. But a bit before we do that, we're going to kind of discuss last week's Champions League results, which was pretty good showing for Arsenal. And maybe less so for Liverpool. Let me introduce the guests first. Mr. Tamim, how are you, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Won a game finally. It's been a while. So, yeah, a bit better this week, definitely.
Let me introduce your Scouse brother from another mother, Zahid. How you doing, bro?
I'm still pessimistic, but I'm happy at least we won a game. But I'm not going to start believing yet.
It's all looking like Millhouse, right? And of course, the United boys, Mr. Omar Munshi, how are you, man?
All good, all good. Same for us. We've got a win on the score sheet for once. So yeah, happy days.
And of course, Mr. Dawg, how are you, man?
Well, I'm kind of glad that Arsenal didn't win yesterday against a 10-man Chelsea, so at least you'll be a bit bearable today. You won't be trolling or rage baiting us, which was voted the Oxford word of the year. Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you. But before we go into the Premier League fixtures, let's talk a little bit about Liverpool PSV. I think everyone on the panel last week kind of predicted Liverpool to kind of turn over PSV. And of course, that did not happen. It was a bit of a trouncing, and I think a bit of a turning point, really, in terms of how some of the fan base were kind of viewing Arne Slot's future at Liverpool. I'll turn it over to you, Tamim. Like, what are your thoughts from that game? And slot in, slot out. Like, what are your feelings?
I was very thankful that I didn't watch the game. I was just very happy about that. But seeing the result wasn't that much better, to be honest with you. But at least I spared myself those hours. But I think losing to PSV at Anfield, that's unforgivable. And yeah, that was the turning point. I think like most of the fan base, a lot of Liverpool fans were sort of on the slot out train. And even myself, I was kind of thinking it myself as well. Yeah, the previous week you had asked me, and you'd actually asked me a few weeks as well, sort of a few weeks running now. And I've kept saying, I think Slot deserves a bit of credit in the bank, time to try and turn it around. But that result, it did really make me think: is it the right thing maybe to just look for a change, and can he turn it around or can he not? Because I was thinking. I was still on the sort of thought process of give him time to try and turn it around. We don't want to be too quick off the mark to try and do these sort of things. But at the same time, if he's lost the dressing room, which losing to PSV and that second half showing against Forest, I was kind of thinking if he's lost the dressing room, then you kind of, it's hard to get the dressing room back after that. I don't think any manager can do that. So I was 50-50 after that game. Yeah, I was 50-50. I was like, he's not getting a tune out of these players. It doesn't seem to be changing anything at all. I wasn't sure myself what I thought after the game. Yeah.
Zahid, what were your thoughts? Like, what were you like? Slot out? Like, I've had enough of this. Like the defending for a lot of the goals was very kamikaze. Like, but yeah, what are your thoughts?
I don't really know what's happened this season compared to last season, where we were fairly. I mean, we started this season, just about getting wins. We were doing enough to win a game. We were doing pretty well. At doing that, we seemed to have that mindset where we could get there at the end. And it was everyone was talking about slot time and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I guess we were just scraping through. But I feel like whatever solidity we had defensively has just gone out of the window. As soon as I don't know what it is that's happening, but it seems like the team mentality, everyone's performance has just dropped completely. Our midfield plays like McAllister. When McAllister plays well, the team plays well. even Van Dijk, he talks the talk at the end of the game, after the game's over, about how we need to do this, how we need to do that, and he sounds like a leader. But then he's the one that gave away the handball for the first goal against PSV. When we concede that first goal, the team just pretty much crumbles after that, and we can't come back from that, really. So
you reminded me of this Arabic commentary going around as a meme. It was like Van Dijk volleyball. It's just so funny, man. Like, yeah, God, sorry, continue.
So I was saying that it seems like when we concede, we crumble, and we're not able to muster up the team performance to then get back from that point. And I felt like that was the case, and that has been the case for the past few games. Like Tamim, I'm glad I didn't watch the game. But yeah, it's just it was very frustrating. I felt like if he could go back to what he did with just slight tinkers to Klopp's system, then everything would have been fine. But clearly that wasn't the case. And he says that he likes to make lots of changes. He says he likes to make risky substitutions, and he does that. He tries to make attacking substitutions, but it doesn't really come off. Okay.
Yeah, I think your little one probably agrees as well.
Yeah. He does.
I mean, I think you made a kind of crucial point there, right? Like, if I'm not mistaken, PSV scored the first goal last week, and crucially, yesterday, Isak got his first goal before West Ham scored. So I think game state was kind of being dictated by that, I guess, in a lot of ways. Of course, on the same night, Arsenal were hosting Bayern Munich, which resulted in a 3-1 win, which kind of put, I feel, the rest of Europe on notice. We looked really, really good. Like that first 45 minutes was kind of two elite teams going at it. It looked like a kind of heavyweight boxing match. In some ways, and I kind of mentioned this in my short as well. Of course, like Kimmich played an excellent pass over the top. They were really targeting Lewis Skelly down that left hand side, and the ball into the box to Carl for them to equalise what was really, really good. Of course, we opened the scoring from a set piece, and Kimmich himself was a bit sour grapes about that, to be honest. He claimed that PSG were the best side that they faced. Of course, they beat PSG, ignoring the fact of what happened in the second half, where we got two more goals. For me, like that game was a game to kind of enjoy. Like, the pressure of the title race was kind of off, which was quite interesting. Like, I think a lot of the fans were like, "This is going to be a good game to just go and watch." Like we're kind of through to the next 8, if you like. The pressure's kind of been released from an Arsenal perspective. We can kind of enjoy this. So I predicted a draw, considering Bayern's form. So I was just thrilled to kind of go away and get that win. One thing I didn't know, and one thing I learned was one thing that UEFA have introduced this season is whoever finishes first and second within the league phase can't meet each other until the final, which makes a very, very interesting dynamic. So essentially, those two teams are seeded until the final game. So if PSG or Bayern Munich finish second, or if Arsenal finish second, they can't meet each other. So that's quite interesting. I knew about the teams finishing 8th, kind of having the home leg in reverse for the knockout stages, but I only recently learned about that stipulation. So it kind of makes sense why Arteta was kind of really going quite strong for that matchup. Moving gears to this weekend. So we had, if we're kind of focusing on Red Cartel, let's start with the Man United boys and Crystal Palace versus Man United. I think most of the panel thought that Palace would beat Man United. What were your thoughts? I'll start with you, Omar, and then we head over to Dawg.
So yeah, I wouldn't say I was surprised by the result. As I was one of the ones that I also predicted that we would lose, but you can sort of see how differently we played in the first half compared to the second. And I didn't watch the match, but like listening to everything on the first half, it was just like, yeah, Palace are going to transfer. Eventually, they're going to get that goal, then they'll get a second, and we'll struggle to get into the game. But yeah, the intensity went up a lot in the second half, and you can see that the Palace players are struggling with, not necessarily struggling, but they're feeling the fatigue of having to play the European matches as well. So that obviously worked in our favour. The only question mark arises why we weren't playing with that intensity from minute 0. Why did it have to take till half time for that to kick in? But yeah, glad we've got that 3 points, especially after the disappointment of the Everton game. We are going to have an up and down season. We're going to have games like this where we win and Everton games where we're just awful. But realistically, we're not going to get top 4. We're not going to get Champions League, but we should be aiming to get for one of the other European places. And we need to make sure we come out on these matches to make sure we hit that goal. Otherwise, it's just going to be a repeat of last season, basically.
I think, obviously, the fact that Palace are kind of European contenders in some ways to finish in the European spots, I think it was a very, very big win. I think Xerxes and Mount's goals both amounted to like 0.06 XG or 0.07 XG, but really good finishes. So yeah, like all credit to United for getting over the line. Dawg, what are your thoughts?
So I'm just laughing how it's only 12 minutes in and you're banging out the XG stats. We've got to make sure we give Arsenal the end of year XG trophy. You know?
It has to be done, man. It has to be done.
Yeah, like Omar said, it's topsy-turvy United. It's not even as if they're consistently good or consistently shite. They're just 1 minute down, 1 minute up. And so, yeah, nothing too remarkable. I mean, I had expected them to lose, but it was a pleasant surprise. But again, I keep thinking about the last couple of games beforehand. Everton, Forest game, where they really should have won. But yeah, I guess it's just expected. I mean, I'm kind of glad to see that Amarin's sort of the trust is building with him. But the rest of the season is going to be a really long season for United fans. There's going to be a lot more annoyance coming, I think. They'll win games they should lose, and they'll lose games they should win. That's pretty much what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think United kind of lack that focal point in Cunha and Sesko, like playing without them, like, especially in those last couple of games. Like you can kind of see they were kind of missing that in some ways. But yeah, like I said, I think it was a really, really great win. A lot of teams will go to Selhurst Park, as Liverpool have discovered already this season, and not get any points. So yeah. The next game that I think bears some discussion is the West Ham Liverpool match. So I kind of mentioned about Isak getting the first goal. Hand over to you, Tamim. Like, what are your thoughts from that match? What are your thoughts from the game?
Yeah, I think it was a good win. It was nice to see Isak get his first goal, and nice to just have a sort of routine win without too much panic and with the usual stuff of conceding first and then losing the whole game. It's just nice to see a change for once. Nice to see a win for once, Sorry, guys. But it was nice to see, especially like I said, for
Tamim's getting emotional there.
Yeah, he wins that ball so much.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, man. I started playing FIFA on easy mode just to see what a win was like, But no, it was good. It was nice to see Isak get that nice finish. I think that'll do his confidence a lot of good. And it was just a really nice finish. It was a very nice move from Wirtz Gakpo, and the first time finish from Isak. I haven't seen a finish like that from one of our strikers since like Jota days, I'd say. Even like that sort of composure, that sort of first time finish, something that players like Nunez lacked. And so no, it's good. That's what we brought him in for, and hopefully he'll kick on from there, stay fit, score more goals. And we know strikers like to feed on confidence, so hopefully that's the start of something. But yeah, overall, defensively as well, we looked much more solid. I think having Szoboszlai in the right wing, that was a big game changer for like helping the right back, helping Gomez, and helping the defense in general. So we had an extra man that was not only contributing to the attack, but also tracking back and helping the defense. So that was good. I think Gomez was
big call to drop Salah, right? Tamim?
Yeah, very big call. That's one of the main topics of the game, isn't it? I think it was the right choice, and I personally think it's the right choice going forward for most games. I think this. He's a legend for us. He's done amazing, one of our greatest ever players. But this game moves on too quick. If we are to keep up at the top level, we need to build our team around Wirtz and Isak or other top players, in my opinion. I think Salah hasn't got a place here anymore. Every season there's always a question of, is he going to decline? Is this the one? I think this is the season where he really is sort of declining, whether that be physically, mentally, after signing the contract, maybe the motivation aspect, I don't know. But I think Salah should be dropped. And that's no disrespect to our legend. But I don't know if Slot will have the balls to do that, for the whole season. I think he, probably will rotate him, and there'll be issues if he does keep Salah dropped for a long time. But I think that's the right move. So hopefully he can accept a bench role without much fuss. I somehow doubt that, but that would be good in my opinion, because we do need to move on. But as I said, happy with defensive performance as well. I think, as I mentioned, having Gomez back in, who's Mr. Reliable for me. He's always there to do what the team needs. Never creates a fuss if he doesn't play. And on his day, he was a top centre back. I think he was robbed of injuries, but the title-winning season, it was him and Van Dijk at the back. And he's always been that squad player that just comes in, plays in defensive mid or right back or centre back whenever we need him. So that, he did a solid shift there. Got an assist for Gakpo as well. Learned a thing or two maybe from Trent, so that was good. But yeah, I think also with Gakpo as well, that was good to see him get a goal. I think that will do him some good for confidence. And he's been a sort of dividing point, I think, for our fans, because he does have a lot of frustrating moments. He's very sort of limited with what he does. Cut in, shoot, can't really beat a man. He's not very fast, not very skillful. So his place has been criticised a bit, but somehow he still gets goals. He still gets assists as well. He's always in the right place. I think he's instinctively pretty good as well. But yeah, listen, it's only one game. I'm saying all these good things, but we need to, keep that up. It's only one game. We could easily lose the next game. As Zahid said himself, he's still, a bit pessimistic, which I don't blame him at all. I still am after losing 4-1 to PSV. So it's just one game. It's a good game. No away game against any Premier League team is going to be easy. And Nuno's West Ham have been in good form. So I'll take that as a good win for sure. But let's see if this carries on. It's just one game.
Zahid, do you agree that it was the right call to drop Salah? Because I think that's a very, very big statement to make.
So, there's so much to unpack here. But first of all, the Egyptian manager has requested that the players join their squad on the 1st of December. So he's more than welcome to go and join the squad for AFCON. He can go now if he wants. But Salah's been that player for us for so many seasons, and Liverpool fans love him. But only Liverpool fans who watch him play a full game will see what he actually does and how many opportunities he needs before he actually scores a goal. Salah needs at least 5 or 6 big chances before he scores 1 or 2 goals. He's not a clinical finisher. So if the team is not producing multiple opportunities in a game, then it just appears when he does play, even if we say he has a bad game and he turns up and he scores a goal, he does do that, but he doesn't do that enough. He's not clinical enough for us, especially in periods like this where we're not playing well, where we need goals. I think we dropped him for the Champions League game when Wirtz played on the right, and we looked great. And I was like, keep him on the bench. We need to look at our future stars, not necessarily at the stars who are here and have done it in the past. So yeah, I feel like he needs, it's just that classic thing. You bench a player who's a star at the club, you get him frustrated, you get him riled up, and then eventually he starts to show up in training, and then you let him loose again, and then he's back on form when he knows his position is not guaranteed. And with him going off to AFCON, I think we've got opportunities to change up the formation and whatnot, and see where we get from there. Isak's goal was clinical. It was beautiful. It was just like a stop and shoot, and it was just pinpoint accuracy. If we can get him playing like the way he was playing for Newcastle last season, we're great. And Wirtz played really well as well, like lots of link-up play. Slot said he wanted to use him as like an extra midfielder in the middle of the park to get more balls around to him. So yeah, I think that was good. And also moving Szoboszlai from the right back role into more of a midfield role and bringing this guy, Gomez. Like, how long has he been at the club? He still hasn't scored a goal. I'd love for him to score a goal. But the problem with him is that him being used as a utility man, he needs a run of games to get into form. And once he's in form, then he starts to play really well. But then he gets injured, or then he gets dropped. Like it was him and Van Dijk, and then Matip would get fit again, and then he would be removed from the starting lineup. Like it's just one of those things. He never gets a proper run in the team. And even on the weekend, there were so many opportunities where he could have put the ball in first time into the box. He could have cut it back quicker. He's not there yet. He's not match ready with where the team are. And even like Isak, like where he should be going to collect the ball, where Wirtz wants to play the ball, all that sort of stuff is still not completely gelling together. We're still only in the first half of the season, and we've still got a long way to go. So in that sense, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, I think we got a ways to go yet. But yeah, I mean, overall the team performance was better. I mean, to be honest, it was 1-0, and if Jared Bowen had just about curled that into the top corner, we probably would have lost that game. If they had scored, we would probably just gone on to concede again. So it's just small margin. It's been like that throughout the season, that we started off quite lucky with all these last minute winners. Then we've had so many opportunities which have come and gone. And now we're at a point where maybe our luck is turning again, but we're just going to have to wait and see. But it was a positive. I mean, it was a positive result at the end of the day. But yeah, we'll just see what comes next week, really.
There was another big kind of talking point where Paquetá managed to get himself sent off for, double dissent, really. One yellow card, and then managed to talk himself into getting another yellow card. I was watching it back, and I was like, what is Bowen doing there? He's the captain. He should be dragging himself away from the referee. And
even Alisson was there trying to pull him away.
Yeah. And
what is he doing?
What was more bizarre?
He definitely had a bet on it.
Careful, Tamim. You're not getting sued.
Did you just pronounce his name in a really bougie way? Paquetá. That pancake.
Anyway, he released like this really comical statement today, like basically apologizing to the fans, apologizing to the club, but basically saying that I didn't get any support from the FA. This is what happened. It comes out in different ways. Blah 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 blah. I was just like, come on, man.
I mean, he was acquitted, right? So he wasn't. He was proved.
Yeah, he was acquitted. Yeah, he was acquitted.
Yeah. So,
and arguably, like the FA kind of, they took a move out of him. A move was agreed to Manchester City for him, and because that had come out, the move was cancelled. Basically, lost over 12 months of his career as a result of it. So, yeah. But anyway, like he's going to be out for at least one match for West Ham. Anyway, moving on to the main event of the weekend, a very hot-tempered London derby between Arsenal and Chelsea. Going into the weekend, it was Arsenal first and Chelsea second. Manchester City did win on Saturday, just beating Leeds United 3-2 after Leeds had kind of clawed back 2 goals. Foden getting the winner. 10 minutes added on, part of which was down to Donnarumma going down and feigning injury so that Man City could go and have a team talk, which Daniel Farker was not happy about at all. So going into the weekend, Arsenal and Chelsea were first and second. City ended up being second by the time the match was played. The big surprise, of course, was that William Saliba was ruled out because of a knock in training. And I have to say, like, my heart sank when I saw that Saliba was out. I think we've been getting by without Gabriel because we've had Saliba's leadership there and his ball progression there next to either Mosquera or Hincapié. And yeah, the stat came out after the match that it was 3 years since neither Gabriel or Saliba had missed a game for Arsenal. So it didn't surprise me that we didn't look right. As soon as the game kicked off, there was 4 yellow cards issued in the space of 15 minutes. I think 3 for Arsenal, 1 for Cucurella. It looked very disjointed from an Arsenal perspective. Like, we didn't have much going forward in terms of ball progression, both Gabriel and Saliba. We're kind of missing from that. I felt that Hincapié and Mosquera did a lot of kind of sideways passing. Kind of Saliba would often do this kind of John Stone thing where he'll step into midfield and kind of spray those passes out to the right. And in my heart of hearts, I was like, we need Erdogan on the pitch. Like, we need a skipper on to just try and get us up that pitch because Chelsea are pressing us. The one time we did get out, Moises Caicedo managed to get himself sent off for a quite disgraceful challenge. What were your guys' thoughts on that? Like, but before I talk about that, does anyone want to chime in?
Straight red.
Must be. Yeah, I mean, the more theatrical the injury that he feigns, clearly the worse the tackle that he did, right? He was rolling around the floor worse than the play that he just studied, honestly. To be honest, though, I had, I know we don't really talk about it, but fantasy football, I had I benched both my Liverpool players, Van Dijk and McAllister, because I was just that unconfident about the result. And I also had Lewis Cook sent off this week and Caicedo sent off as well. So I had 2 players in my starting lineup sent off. Absolutely horrid week. And Liverpool won and kept a clean sheet. Wait, did we? Yeah, we did, right? Yeah. So I had absolute torrid week in my fantasy football. But I feel like Arsenal played into Chelsea's hands in terms of making this a completely torrid derby. Lacking the flow of the game and all that sort of stuff. I thought it was hilarious how much the Chelsea players hate Madueke. I mean, did you see Palmer on the sidelines encouraging the fans to boo him? You saw Cucurella and whoever else was there laughing at him when he was on the floor. Yeah. I was thinking, like, isn't Palmer and Madueke going to go to the England camp, like, in a few months? Like, what is it? It's so stupid. I mean, clearly there's no love lost on that end. But yeah, no, I thought, considering how the game went, I mean, technically, that's a points drop for Arsenal, considering Chelsea were playing with 10 men. But Reece James, should he be in centre midfield instead of at right back? Because he played really well in that position, right? And he was playing like a midfielder as well. He knew where he was going, knew what he was doing, spraying the ball around, completely aware of his positioning.
Yeah,
moving into midfield.
He looked really good in a double pivot for sure. So Omar said thoughts on the Hincapié elbow on Chalobah. So post-match, Maresca was claiming that Hincapié should have been sent off as well. So yeah, in my opinion, like he had all eyes on the ball, so he was kind of having that jumping motion, and he does whack Chalobah in the face like quite clearly. But I think Tamim used this word last time to describe Dan Ballard's elbow into Marino's intent, right? Like, I don't feel there was intent there to play the man. His eyes were on the ball, so I think that was kind of the key distinction there. Why he ended up with the yellow. What one thing, and I am not renowned for being praiseworthy of referees, but other than maybe a contentious kind of yellow for Zubimendi, I thought Anthony Taylor did really, really well yesterday. All things considered, he refereed it properly. Like he kind of got a measure of the game as soon as kind of challenges were being dealt out to Saka. Like he was very quick to show you a yellow to Correa. Maybe he could have showed a yellow to Caicedo a bit earlier, and that might have stopped it from getting that red. And personally, I think I would have preferred to see 11 versus 11. Because I would have wanted kind of Chelsea to come at us rather than sitting in. Of course, like as soon as they get that first goal, they're gonna try and park the bus and try and put up shop. And that's kind of exactly what happened until Odegaard did come onto the pitch. Well, Saka kind of gets his assist for Mikel Merino. I think, Dawg, you said Mikel Merino is like seriously underrated. Like, what are your thoughts on his performance?
He's always saving you guys, man. I don't think he gets enough credit. I think one time you must have been laughing that, oh yeah, he's going to be our forward, and I'm like, how dare you laugh? The guy's a workhorse, you know. So I like him. I think he's a good player. Yeah, that's it.
I think Arteta has a bit of a decision to make on his hands now, because he's kind of played the system where Mikel Merino is very false nining, if you like, where he's dropping into midfield, and Eze is the one who's kind of going forward the most. Hence how he kind of got his hat trick last weekend against Spurs. But now with Victor Gyökeres coming back, rumours that Kai Havertz should be back, possibly for Brentford, possibly for Aston Villa next weekend. Like I said, he's got a bit of a decision to make. I still think, again,
Jesus was on the bench as well, wasn't
he? Jesus was also on the bench. Yes, good point. Actually, I forgot about that. This was definitely the wrong game to be trying to put him in. Like he would have got his leg snapped off like very, very quickly. He had a behind closed doors match against Watford on Thursday or something like that. Managed to score apparently. But yeah, like I think you might see some more gentle minutes for him before being introduced to a full-throttled London derby like that game was. So Mikel Merino equalises. Arsenal probe for that equaliser in the 93rd minute, I believe. Hincapié goes down to the left and whips in a ball. Jurrien Timber, of all people, happens to be in the centre forward position and takes it off the head of Gyökeres. And like, I'm just screaming, like, Gyökeres, just shout at him to leave it, man. But yeah, it takes it off his head, and unfortunately, nothing kind of happened. One thing I will complain about though is the lack of injury time. Like there was only 4 minutes added on, and there was way more stoppages in that match. Or like compare it to, I was making the point with my brother offline yesterday. Compared to the Arsenal Man City game, where Arsenal also had a player sent off. There was 9 minutes added on. That proved to be one of the longest game in ball times that season. So, just saying. But yeah, I mean, I was disappointed with the draw. I was kind of relieved. Like if you said to me when it was 1-0, we were still kind of probing for that equaliser, you know, would you shake on a draw? I probably would have said yes. Like it would have kept Chelsea at bay. More importantly, kept the point distance to 6 for them. Kept it to 5 for Man City. So I think, you know, looking in the grand scheme of things, a win against Tottenham, a win against Bayern, and a draw against Chelsea away from home isn't the worst result. So yeah, like whilst I do think it is 2 points dropped, I'm not going to cry about it. Like, well, we can make those points up further along down in the season. I do think though, based on how Chelsea played and kind of how their form is, and how kind of shaky Man City have been, I do think that they're probably the most likely title contenders this season. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this? I'll go with yourself, Omar. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'd say they're probably your nearest contenders in terms of consistency. Normally, you would say it would be Man City, but I still think they've got a few losses in them, whereas Chelsea have, despite their little ups and downs here and there, they've generally remained consistent throughout, and they're hot on your heels there. So, well, I wouldn't say hot on your heels, but I would say they're your closest rival for that. I don't think they'll win it, but I still think it's Arsenal's to lose. But unless you guys have some disastrous turn in form, yeah, I'd say Chelsea will probably end up finishing second.
Yeah. Liverpool boys, what are your thoughts?
We still got a long season ahead.
Hey, I've seen some Liverpool fans saying Liverpool are back in it now. It's only 9 points.
Listen, we're 3 points off third, but also 3 points off 14th or something crazy like that. So there's so I mean everyone's been underperforming, I think, and it's still very close. Everything's still very much to play for. I still feel like Chelsea are at least a season away from being title contenders. But yeah, I mean, it is Arsenal's to lose ultimately. This early in the season, but I feel like there's still going to be some twists and turns. I think City are still. I mean, at the moment, not necessarily, but I still feel like they're going to hit some purple patch of form at some point. I think their Christmas fixtures will sort of after we come out the other end of Christmas, and we'll be able to tell properly like where things are with the teams. But yeah, I mean, it's Arsenal's to lose. I still hope we'll be somewhere in the Champions League spots by the end of it at the end of the season. But yeah, I don't think Chelsea are close enough to be title contenders yet. I still think they're a bit too inconsistent. Although they've been doing their work quietly in the background.
Are Arsenal losing anyone to AFCON?
My knowledge, I don't think we are.
So that'll work. That'll work in your favour.
Yeah,
that's some interesting recruitment policy from Arsenal there.
Well, they had Thomas Partey at one point, who would always lose to AFCON, and then he'd get injured, and then we'd never see him again for the rest of the season. So, yeah. But yeah, I don't think we have anyone from AFCON. So yeah. I saw Tamim said concerns over Saka's form. I mean, he did get the assist for Marino's goal, which I was really happy about. He was trying to make things happen yesterday, and I think as soon as Odegaard came onto the pitch, that kind of understanding just clicked again. You could kind of see like the last few weeks without him being there, without Gyökeres being there, the kind of focal point or the focus of the team had kind of shifted to the left-hand side. I felt like Calafiori, Leandro Trossard, Eza were kind of doing that combination play on that hand side rather than on Saka's. Whereas when Saka's on the pitch with Odegaard and Havertz, like it's more shifted towards Saka's side. So let's see, like what we're getting these players back, whether Saka's form kind of picks up as a result. Let's see. Well, you raised an interesting point. Discussion on stoppage time in general. Should we go back to a rugby style stop? Do you want to explain what you mean by that?
So yeah, in rugby, whenever the ball goes out of the play or the referee stops play, they pause the clock. So whereas in football it continues running, there they put the stop clocks, and then at 80 minutes or half time, the play ends when the ball goes out of play. This way, you're getting a full 80 minutes of rugby there. Whereas in football, obviously, when the ball goes out of play or if there's an injury, whatever, time continues running. So you're losing seconds and minutes. On average, I can't remember what the exact number was, but it's something like there's only like 50 or 60 minutes of football actually played in a football match. The rest is, obviously, you have things like injuries, ball going out of play, stuff like that, wasting time. So by having this 90-minute stop clock, then you're ensuring that there is a full 90 minutes of football, which is better for the fans, particularly those that are watching it live. But then it's also, will that be too intense on the players? Will that run the risk of getting more injuries? It will also, another advantage of it as well, actually, is that it also stopped the whole argument of, were we given the right amount of stoppage time, Fergie time, etc. You wouldn't really have that if there was a stop clock in place. So swings and roundabouts either way, really.
I wonder how often the clock would get stopped in a football match, like every throw in, every substitution, every injury, every goal. I think it would be quite telling to see how many stoppages they actually have. And then obviously with the VAR checks as well. I mean, they should really tally everything up. I think they kind of like average however they choose. I don't know exactly how they tally up stoppage time, but it doesn't seem like it's consistent.
So there was one proposal where they do the stop clock method for the first 60 minutes of the match, and then the final 30 is a normal clock. So that way the players are not overplaying themselves. Didn't really go anywhere. Whether or not they'll make these changes, I doubt it.
I feel like nowadays footballers come to the conclusion that they know 90 minutes could still mean an additional 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. So I feel like they still keep something in the tank. They know that they've still got some time after 90. But yeah, it's just so inconsistently applied.
Yeah,
I think there'll be a bit of a backlash from the players, I reckon, because like you're saying, it was kind of done in the World Cup in Qatar, where not necessarily like a stopwatch sort of thing, but as you said, the stoppage time was built up a lot higher, and you had like sort of some games are going like 10 minutes plus stoppage time, even 12 minutes plus sort of thing. And I remember a lot of the players were moaning about it. Some of the managers were sort of moaning about it, about the injury risk of the game going on longer and that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, it is a good sort of question to raise. As you said, like there's a lot of games where the average time is like 50, 60 minutes of gameplay. I think it was this season where it's Newcastle versus Liverpool, where the ball was only in play for like 46 minutes or some kind of record like that.
Quite typical for Newcastle.
Yeah. What's that?
It's quite typical for Newcastle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But that game, I was quite thankful they didn't go any longer, because they were dominating at the end, and they were looking like they're going to get the equaliser. But I mean, I think we'd probably like that as football fans to watch more football, but I don't think the players would let it happen. I don't think the managers would let it happen. Yeah, I just think there'd be too much on the line with their physical health.
There's a bit of discrepancy between like the Premier League, FIFA versus UEFA. So like whilst UEFA are very keen to like play up the injury time and add on the stoppages, UEFA are like, no, we believe in player welfare. So we're going to make sure there isn't a ludicrous amount of stoppage time at the end of the game. Which is all good and well saying that, but then they've gone and added 2 extra fixtures to the calendar in January. So, yeah. We've taken an interesting detour away from discussion around the title race. Interesting around this round of fixtures on Wednesday. Who have United got, Omar?
We play on Thursday. We're at home to West Ham.
Okay, interesting. Okay, Thursday. Okay, Liverpool?
Sunderland, I think. We're at home. Sunderland.
Yeah, we're the late kickoff on Wednesday. Yeah, we're at home to Sunderland.
Okay, Arsenal play Brentford at home on Wednesday night before having to travel to Villa Park next Saturday, which fingers crossed I'll be going to. It'll be my first away day ever. That's not Wembley. So I'm kind of dreading it, like especially after Wednesday, Saturday, early kickoff. So let's see. Let's go for a round of predictions. Let's start with the United boys. Let's start with the Liverpool Sunderland match. What are your thoughts on Liverpool Sunderland, Omar?
The Sunderland have been playing well. They're flying high in the league at the moment. I think where are they? They're third, I think, aren't they? So no, sixth. They're sixth now. So yes, still going to be a tie game. So I'm predicting Liverpool being at home 2-1 win.
Okay. Dawg?
Funny enough, I think Liverpool will lose 2-0. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna go for a 2-2 draw. Sunderland are pretty good, and I can imagine their players being well up for that sort of match. Okay, Tamim, prediction?
I think it's going to be a tough game, man. I'm hoping we kick on after this West Ham win. I'll go 2-1 Liverpool.
Okay, Zahid.
So, if we concede the first goal, we will probably lose 3-1. If we do not concede the first goal, then I can see us winning 2-0. But their forward, I think his name is Brobby. I could see him. I could see him having an influence on this game for sure. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
When he scored against us, people calling him Robbie Fowler, but you know. Let's see.
And if Fowler is still dropped, we win as well. That's what I think.
Let's go down to Man United West Ham. I predict a 2-1 win for Man United. Liverpool boys, predictions?
2-0 United.
Z?
I don't know who will play instead of Paquetá in West Ham's team, but yeah, I mean he's their main creative outlet, I guess. So yeah, no, I could see United winning 3-0.
Yeah, so long as West Ham don't get a man sent off for fighting their own player or something, then it should be okay. Dawg?
I'm going to say 3-2 to United.
Yeah, okay. I can see your heart's divided for that. It's a dog derby. Omar?
I'm gonna go 1-1 only primarily because Nuno always seems to get a result against us. Like when he was Wolves and at Forest, he always seemed to put it out the bag against us. He just somehow knows how to shut us down and get the goals against us. So I'm predicting a 1-1 draw.
So battle of the Portuguese, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can't think of a pun, can you?
No, can you?
Something Nando's related in it, but I don't know.
Man. Okay. Finally, Arsenal Brentford. I got to go with the Liverpool boys first. Tom?
I'll go 3-1 Arsenal.
How has Brentford's form been recently? I mean, they're sitting 10th in the league. I think you'll probably win this game 2-0. I think it'll be pretty straightforward. Is Saliba or are they either of them going to be back for this game?
Gabriel definitely not. Gabriel possibly end of the month. Saliba he could be. So what I was reading online afterwards, that it was kind of precautionary, that he took a knock where he felt something in training, but the club didn't want to risk anything with him. So yes, I think that's a kind of key distinction there. Omar, what are your thoughts?
I think a comfortable 3-0 for Arsenal.
Okay. And Dawg?
I mean, Brentford are 10th in the table?
Yeah.
Funny enough, I think Arsenal's going to put back 4, maybe 5.
Not sure about that. I think
John Cena, bro. That's my prediction, not yours. Like, are you sure about that? Yeah, I think Arsenal. If Arsenal can put 3 past Bayern Munich, man, who are Brentford?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm kind of inclined to agree with Zahid, like maybe a 2-0, possibly a 3-0. I think if Saliba plays, I don't think we concede. I think if he doesn't, then yeah, I can see us letting in one goal. Thiago does seem to be in good form at the moment, which, yeah. Of course, there's another round of fixtures before we kind of next meet next weekend. So let's kind of go through them. I've already kind of referenced Villa versus Arsenal. Who have United got on the weekend?
We're the Monday night kickoff, I think. Yeah, we're away to Wolves on Monday night.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I expect you to beat them. Like, maybe not comfortably, but like,
yeah,
I
probably a 1-0, I reckon. 1,
2-0?
maybe a 2.
Yeah, I agree. Tamim?
So we've got Leeds away. I feel like it's going to be tricky again. I'll go 2-0 Liverpool.
All right. I mean, I was asking about Wolves, Man United, but
Oh, sorry.
but yeah, 2-0 Liverpool.
United, okay.
It's like just United. It's all about Liverpool.
Jump the gun a little bit.
It is late after
back to United Wolves then. I try not to think about Man United too much.
Especially this late at night, yeah.
Yeah, especially at this time. I don't want Dawg's face in my mind. Man United Wolves. I'll go 2-1 United.
Cool. Zahid, what are your thoughts? Wolves United.
I think it'll be like I mean, Wolves aren't fantastic at the moment. I'd probably say a 2-1 win for United.
Yeah. Okay. Dawg?
I'm going to say 1-0. It'll be a hard-fought game. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Rob Edwards does seem to kind of like have done well. Like, kind of unlucky to have lost that Midlands derby against Villa the other day. So yeah, that will be an interesting tie. Let's go to Leeds United. Obviously, we've got Tamim's prediction already. Let's go Zahid. Leeds United versus Liverpool.
I would say that's going to be a tough game because Leeds they're going to have high spirits after the City game, and they're going to know they could probably, especially with the form that we're in, they could turn us over. I could see us losing that game, but
I don't know, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. That's a crazy stadium. I think we might come through 1-1 draw.
Okay. No, I think you beat them quite comfortably. I think like 3-1 or something.
Let's see. Let's see what you never know these days with Liverpool.
Yeah. And then Villa versus Arsenal. I'll go to United boys first. Dawg.
I know you're licking your lips at that game, innit? You want to get one over Emery. Look at that face, bro. I would have say, I think it might be a draw, 2-2. Yeah, and then Emery would be like to all the Arsenal fans, good night.
So it'll be like stroking his chin, right? Munchie, Omar.
Yeah, I do predict a tougher one here, but I still think you've got the quality to win. So probably I'll go with a 3-2.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Arsenal.
Liverpool lads. Tamim.
I think Villa are going to try and make it quite a physical game like Chelsea did. It's going to be a tough one. Leaning to either draw or maybe Arsenal just about winning. I'll say 1-1. 1-1 draw.
Is that head over heart? Yeah. I mean, heart over head.
First one. I don't know. I'd say probably more heart over head. Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Z?
I mean, if we go on the recent-ish history of Arsenal and 12:30 kickoffs, don't do very well. I mean, well, more recently probably better, but I mean, like long-term wise, Arsenal have never really done too well early kickoffs. But I think you'll turn over Villa, to be honest. I mean, Emery will want to win this game for sure. But like Tamim said, I think they'll make it a hard-fought game. But I still suspect that you'll win. Probably, I think you'll come out 2-0 winners, to be honest.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I
would love for you to lose, but I don't see it happening.
Inshallah, it will.
Yeah, can you make it interesting this season, please? Like, it's just boring for us now. Like, just should have an asterisk next to this when you win, because everyone else is playing so poorly.
Like your PGMOL title last year, yeah.
Don't know what you're talking about, mate. Don't know what you're talking about.
And your asterisk COVID title a few years ago.
Yeah, listen, if you're going to put asterisks on our titles, we'll put asterisks on your titles as well.
All right, we'll see. If we get any titles, don't forget we're second FC over here, man. Second again.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah, let's see. I think it'll be 2-1. I think it'll be 2-1 Arsenal. I think my heart is saying 2-1 Arsenal. My head is saying 2-2. But that's just I feel like 12:30, and just so soon after Brentford. But let's see. It'll be interesting. Again, I think it's the first kind of round of fixtures where we play first before our competitors. So if we can get that win, get kind of 6 points out of these two, then it definitely puts the pressure back on to Chelsea and City. I think that pretty much wraps everything up. Does anyone have any closing remarks or thoughts?
What do you think about Cristiano Ronaldo getting 2 games suspended so he could play at the... I think he's not missing any games, right? He'll be able to play at the group stage, no problem.
Yeah. I think that's pretty disgraceful, right?
Pure corruption, man.
But apparently, precedent was set with players in the past. I think it was Mandzukic. I think he was supposed to miss a game. I can't remember what it was, but he didn't get banned in the end, even though he got a red card. He didn't miss the next round of fixtures. So it's not only... I mean, Ronaldo fans would say that it's unfair on him that his ban gets suspended. But I would say this is his last World Cup, so those suspended games are never going to get implemented anyway.
Interesting point about Mandzukic, I suppose. Yeah, that's if that's happened in the past, then yeah, you could say,
but it just stinks of corruption, man. It just stinks of corruption.
It really does.
I mean, Ronaldo's links with Saudi, and then him meeting with Trump, and Saudi. I think the Saudi investment fund also giving FIFA, providing loans for countries who need the funds for the World Cup in future. Like it stinks of collusion. But
I thought it was all just because they want to bring Ronaldo to the US. That's all. And Americans, they only know 2 players, Messi and Ronaldo. So I'm just wondering if there was that aspect as well.
I don't know. I feel like Americans are sort of waking up to, like, especially with the World Cup coming around the corner. I feel like they're a bit more mindful, and they're becoming more understanding that the NFL is not the biggest sport in the world. The Super Bowl, sorry.
You're right. I mean, they're very big supporters of 4-4-3, aren't they?
Todd Bowley's favorite formation, right? Yeah. No, I think that there has been a bit of a push, really, for a lot of the, well, at least the American-owned English clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea, even United. We've had like friendlies out there, pre-season friendlies in the States. So there is the demand for soccer.
Soccer or soccer? Oh, soccer.
Soccer as well, maybe.
No. Let's not get too excited, yeah?
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we can definitely cover more of the World Cup once it does come along. We can have some streams down that side also. I think that pretty much wraps everything else up, guys. If you are joining, if you have stuck with us late on the Monday night, please hit that subscribe button, hit a like. I guess just thank you to all our listeners, and hopefully we will see you this time next week. Thank you very much.